investors, sometimes we can analyze some things, right? They're very smart. This gentleman, I've seen him for many years, very smart, very articulative. Love his character. And let's give a big hand for Adeolu from Canada. Adeolu.
Thank you so much, Dewey. And of course, thanks Shirley and Lizette. You guys have done amazing job, amazing job. I also want to thank all those behind the scenes to make, this G21 a success so far. Today has been incredible. I've learned so much from the first three workshops. Now, let me tell you about myself. I think my story changed. I came to Canada in 2002. I had studied in Germany, got my PhD in 2001. And then I was expecting everything was going to be easy when I got to Canada, but it wasn't like that. You come to a new place and then they said you don't have Canadian experience. I did a few things and eventually I was able to find my way to the university system, and I was teaching politics when in 2007, a young man called Johnson Olaniyi gave me a call and he said he wanted to see me. And I said, why not? Come over. And he started telling me about the WFG opportunity. As he was telling me, something within me was saying, this is what I've been waiting for. But he kept talking and I was like, keep quiet. Within me, I didn't tell him verbally, but I was like, keep quiet and tell me what to do. And then eventually he came around and said, okay, join. And I joined on the 9th of August, 2007. I won't forget that day because that was the day financial salvation came to my house. So I wouldn't forget it. And I joined and I started part-time. Hey, guess what? Within 3 weeks, I got my license. And within 8 months, I hit 6 figures income. And I said that, I said, listen, I needed to major in major. This is paying me more and giving me less stress. So why don't I, that's my major, why don't I major in it? And so I went full time after 8 months. And I understood that in this business, there were 3 lines of operation. One line of operation is inviting and recruiting, and then selling, and then building. And I got to know enough in this business that building is the most rewarding of everything. The fact that this business also is going to give me multiple streams of income. The fact that this business, I love the community ship. I tell people, WFG cures depression because when you are in a community, you meet every Tuesday, every Wednesday, and every Saturday, you relate with people. Definitely you cannot be depressed. It also solves the problem, of financial illiteracy. Many things I didn't know before I joined WFG. Yes, I was a professor of politics, but then I came here and then they started telling me about, about financial literacy, building a financial foundation, building wealth and asset accumulation, retirement planning, increasing cash flow, asset preservation. These things were strange to me. Even though I will always pick up financial magazines and read, but it's not the same thing, buddy. And then the opportunity to travel the world. I mean, it is incredible. This is in China 2011, me and coach in China 2011. This opportunity has really blown me away. I've traveled the world. This is Israel in 2019. And so I just saw this opportunity and I ran with it. You know what? I ran with this opportunity and I've never regretted running with it. And the thing also is the fact that I look at what this business has done. In the past 12 months, the commission paid to my team was $4.5 million. And I was telling people, out of $4.5 million, a lot of part of this money has been remitted to our own country. People from Nigeria, from Barbados, from Jamaica, from everywhere. The remittances going back home. Even when I was working as a professor, I couldn't send so much money back home. I couldn't engage in charity. Now we do a lot of charity because of this opportunity. And so for me, building is very crucial in this business. But not only that, the opportunity that you're giving to people that are working, struggling, making 40,000 a year now, making almost 500,000. It's not just about you. So when you are sharing the cash flow quadrant, I looked at when I was on the left side of that quadrant. As an employee, I was so limited. There wasn't freedom. I was under so much pressure, so much stress. And then I became self-employed. I started a newspaper for my community in Ontario, Canada. And it was a one-man show, no community ship, no opportunity to relate with others. And then I moved on through WFG to the right side of the quadrant as a business owner. And when this business is so easy to join. I tried many things. I wanted to start Timothy's in Canada. I needed $500,000. I didn't have that money. I looked at McDonald's. I would need $1.2 million. I didn't have the money. But WFG, I needed only $125 to join this business. And I joined, and the income that I made today would be like, I would need to invest $11.4 million with 7% rate of returns annually to make that income. And even if I had that money, I would be making that income only for myself. But now look at the entire team. Look at over 250 licensed agents who are making money now because I decided to join and I decided to build this business. So, this is a life-changing opportunity for me. It's been life-changing. I've traveled the world because of this. And it doesn't matter where you are coming from. All that matters is where you are going. Now, WFD is a leveler. It doesn't matter your education. It doesn't matter, your background. Yes, Shirley being a CPA, Lizette being, a nurse. My wife is also a nurse. And of course, I don't know Dui's background, but the thing is, oh yeah, you own the restaurant. I remember now. You used to own a restaurant. It doesn't really matter. WFG levels everything up, gives everybody a level playing field to succeed and do great things. Not only for your family, because if you're on the left side of the quadrant, you're only thinking about you and your family. But when you become a business owner, you are thinking about who else can I help by bringing a lot of people into the business. You are thinking about charity, how to go help people back home. So Lizette and Shirley, I tell you, WFG is really the game changer for me, for my family, and I'm building it around my family. My wife, though a registered nurse, is also licensed. Two of my daughters are licensed. We are doing this business as a family. Thank you, Dee.
You know what you shared today, I tell you, you know what, I looked at that when you shared regarding the business. You were looking around trying to get started in other businesses, 1.5 million, all these, the numbers are outrageous, how to start a business, and you shared the low cost of entry. But to me, I look at this is that the low cost of entry, some people feel that maybe because of the low cost of entry, they feel that, oh, it's not a real business. Sometimes you go out there, you get a gas station, you could spend upwards of $250,000. Myself, I was in the restaurant business. I was in restaurant business before 22 years ago. And I tell you, it was so expensive to get started. So many hours we had to spend there. Overhead is tremendous. The food cost is out the door. So, and we have no life. I remember spending 17 hours a day there. 17 hours a day working there every single day, making sure everything runs. Because, I found out something in business that if you, in business, when you own a business, either you feel good, you don't feel good, you got to get up and we got to still do it. So I tell you, the entrepreneurship spirit is very high, very excited about it, right? So I want to ask you a question, Adeolu. I want to switch gears a little bit on this. You shared about charity. Now, I want to talk about this a little bit because, we've partnered with, for example, Charity Water. We bring clean drinking waters to third world countries out there. We're doing a lot of great things out there. But there's a saying in this is that, you have to take care of you have to be able to take care of your family before you can take care of others. Because charity has to start from home. You got to be able to take care of your family first. And then after you start taking care of your family, you make good money and you can start taking care of others. I mean, how does that make you feel about giving?
You know what? For me, like you rightly said, you need to take care of your family first and foremost. And if you can't even take care of your family, if you are living paycheck to paycheck, if you are living, paying debt every month, you won't be able to even take care of your family, not to talk of taking care of others. But you see, because of the WFG opportunity, I know WFG, WSB is doing great things with Charity Water, with Food Bank Canada, a lot of great things that this company is doing. During the G20, we donated about $850,000 to charity. But even personally, me and my wife, we've been able to do a lot. We've built houses, back home for widows. Now we have a school that teaches vocational training. We just want to keep giving. We just want to keep helping families. And just because the BFG has paid us so much, because of this opportunity, we've been able, to help a lot of people. So for me, charity is something that is very important. You are blessed to be a blessing. That's the way I see it. You are blessed to be a blessing. And WFG has been that source of blessing that blesses us so that we can go bless others.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Because you know what? I tell you, the World System Builder community is all about communityship. We are all in this together. We work with each other. We help each other all across the country. There's over 300 plus financial centers out there. I'm here in Dallas. Shirley's in Massachusetts. You're in Canada. Lizette's in Canada. And I know with the click of a button, a phone call, a text message away, my team members and teammates in other areas would be able to help us and help each other. This is all about community. We all come together. We help families out there. So I'm very excited about that, right? So we're going to, number one right now, we're going to open up a Q&A session, okay? I know everybody, you're on the WUVA app, okay? WUVA app out there, and also in the community, our Facebook community. And there's some questions that came across, and I'd like to be able to open up the panel right now. And any of if you want to answer these questions, you can go ahead and answer, right? One of the questions that we have that's very important, a lot of people's mind. A lot of families out there have never been in business before. And we always hear, I'm from Vietnam, and I believe in the United States of America, this is one of the best countries in the world. And in this country here, I look at that, this is the land of opportunity. And with this land of opportunity, let me ask a question here that people are wondering about. Right now, when a lot of businesses are closing down because of the pandemic, is this a good time to be starting a business? What are your thoughts on that?
I do. If I may share, I think there's no better time to start any business. And irrespective of pandemic, as a matter of fact, our business, our company, WFG, WSB, has proved to be pandemic proof. In fact, in the past 12 months, it might interest you to know that, and I'm sure you know this, over $1 billion had been paid out in commissions. Because at a time like this, what happens in pandemic is that people want to put their financial house in order. They want to really understand how to do things. They want to now, look at the financial solutions that we provide. People now want to join our financial literacy workshops to really know how to put themselves together. And people are looking for an opportunity that they don't have to, that will not cost them arm and leg before they can start. And so WFG is just the right opportunity right now where you start with little, but you still have the opportunity of really making good money, learning so much. It's not just about the money. It's also about, which I mentioned earlier, the community shift. So people are depressed right now, but when they come here, they blend into that community. Their depression is taken away. I don't know if I can share something, recently, and I was telling people, this is a university in Canada that just fired 100 professors in April. So when some organizations are laying people off, and this is the time many people are being laid off, So this is the time to start business of your own where you start with little money and you won't be laid off. I was telling my colleagues, I said, you know what? I could have been one of those professors that were just laid off. Thank God that I took advantage of this opportunity. Thank God I didn't joke with this opportunity. So really, doing Shirley Lizette, I think this is the right time to start a business, especially a business that won't cost you arm and leg to get started.
I couldn't agree more. If I may share, Dewey, a few seconds here, because in these uncertain times, you need to be certain of something that would create another something, right? So if we're looking into a streaming of income, then you have to find out that, because we're just a number at any time, we can become disposable to anybody. So you really have to be very creative into looking at how can you branch out as a person. There's no other way but to become a business owner. And I learned it when I became, when I was pushed back on the wall. I literally saw myself evolving into not just being a nurse, but what if I become an investor? What if I become a business owner? And so right now, during these uncertain times, we have to be certain. We have to be very clear that we have to take care not just of our family, but spread literacy, financial literacy out there with no family left behind. So thank you for allowing me to share.
Awesome. Awesome. Anyone else? Shirley?
I can add on that. I mean, I couldn't agree with them more. I think that now is the best time. There's no other time than now, I feel. In the past year, I can speak for my own team. We just have so much requests and needs coming from the people that we know. A lot of people, they actually reach out to ourselves by them. Basically, usually we need some help, we need some solutions. And people tell me that, during the pandemic, they've been putting off about the financial literacy, about financial planning, because they're so busy with the job and everything else, right? But now is a perfect time to really take a look. And just like Zed was saying about the uncertainty, people realize the uncertainty can happen anytime. So it's definitely good to start something. And also regarding about the business opportunity for me, I didn't see this as business opportunity. Just like you said, we're too easy to get started here, to be honest with you, right? So if we all have to invest like 100,000, $200,000 to get started, I think a lot of people, a lot of us, we're gonna do faster. We're gonna treat this more seriously. Like for me, it took me 3 years to realize this is actually really, really good a business opportunity. So for many people, if you are never done business before, I think you should really take a look first, right? At least you learn some knowledge first, and you can transition yourself. You can transition yourself just like myself, right? Starting out part-time, learn, make additional income. Gradually, you can see the opportunity, you can become full-time.
Wow. Absolutely. I think that's one of the best parts of our business. You can come in part-time, get your feet wet, learn the ropes. If you love the business, you like what we do here, spend some more time with us. So that's incredible. Hey, we have another question here. I think let's switch a little bit on this one. There's one person in our life that can be our biggest cheerleader, or could probably be one of our biggest stopper in anything we do, and that's your spouse. A lot of families, we go to work every day. The husband does his own thing, the wife does her own thing. A lot of time in business, it's the same way. But I've noticed in our business is that the husband and wife, typically, they love to do the business together and they travel together. Do you have any tips for us, 30 seconds or so, any tips for us out there that how do you get your wife to support you? I mean, did you have a supporting spouse in the beginning already? Can any of you guys share that?
Yeah, sure. I can share that first. Maybe I can. My one is a bad example, so I can start off with that one first, and then Adeolu and Lizette, you can add to that. So my husband is also CPA background. He's very skeptical, so he did a lot of research at the beginning when I first joined the company. And there was a lot of negativities, and he was telling me he's wasting the time. And he's saying that you should really just focus on career. I think you're gonna have a good career. Why bother, right? Why don't you spend more time with us during the weekends and during the after hours? So it's hard. I think guys, it's hard. Okay, it's hard to convince, especially if it's coming from a wife. It's even harder, right? I think the husbands they like to hear somebody else, not the wife, right? So I think what I did is I bring him to convention every year. And I just told him that I said, because I love you as my spouse, and I'm with you. We marry. I'm gonna be with you for the rest of my life, right? And I said, I want to. You can just still have your opinion about it. You can keep doing whatever you're doing, but I just want you to take a look. At least you understand more about what I do. So I bring him to a convention every year, and also I think the super trip and Hawaii really helps, right?
Mhm.
So when he starts seeing the fun, not just the meeting, right? Not just work, but the fun that we're having together. And he start getting become more and more interested. He start becoming more more curious about what we do. And he starts seeing that there's other spouse who's in the business too. And he started feeling bad about just me running the business, right? So now he has been participating in our office running. We actually just opened our brand new Normal Financial Center in late of the end of 2019. So he was a big supporter. So without him, we wouldn't be able to have the office open. So I think my tips is the convention, the super trip, all the trip. Bring your spouse with you.
Wow. Incredible. Awesome. Awesome. Anyone else?
I can share, Dewey. You know what, Shirley, just hearing what you've mentioned, do you know that I haven't actually been in a physical convention? I haven't been into a super trip, but in my mindset, I've been. And you know, what if I've actually been into a real one? But you know, going back to the question about the spouse, I'm very blessed to say that he supported me in all the other endeavors that I had other than WFG. But the best thing that I could probably say is results. You know, when the husband see the change in you, when you work harder, you work smarter, but you never forget your obligation to the family. You never forget the why you're doing it. You get them engaged. You get them to participate into whatever is the meeting, the training, you know, get them involved and then show the result. Because when there's tangible results, the support will not be far behind. But if they can see you, you know, you're lagging, there's no result, most likely there will be doubts. There will be a rift, and at the same time, there'll be division. So I would probably say, you know, results for me can drive somebody else to become the best supporter. Would you agree, guys?
Yes.
Right, you're very right. You know, Lisette, my experience, it wasn't as if I got that support initially. But of course, one thing was my wife knew that I'm just an incurable optimist. I want to do something. I don't really need so cheerleaders. I want to get it done. And, you know, I started with that. And for me, luckily, results started showing up easily, immediately. Not easily, without I put in effort, and then God helped me. Within 10 months, I hit, you know, six-figure income. 12 months later, a quarter of a million. Then it started to make sense. And even, you know, my kids who are in business, I didn't quite recruit them. They said that, you know, once we are 18, you know, we want you to get, in fact, my kids used to joke that we know that our 18th birthday gift is WFG membership. And it's always been like that, you know, it's WFG membership. But the thing is, you know, he taught you, we also need wisdom to handle these things. I'll tell you a story. A team member of mine, the wife called him and said, "You've got to make a choice between me and WFG." You know what my team member told the wife? Oh, he said, "I already made a choice." And the wife said, "What's the choice?" He said, "I've chosen you and I've chosen WFG. Together, we will build WFG." So it's not one for the other. This is a family business. We've got to run it together. So you really, really need to bring your partner in, you know, just like Victor and Joyce, Salvador were sharing. You know, Joyce didn't believe in this initially, but of course, Victor arranged for her to go to the office. And then she saw the office, she saw the business is running, she fell in love with it. So find a way of bringing your spouse in, maybe to super trips. Of course, I've taken my spouse to many trips. We went in Israel together, we went to Bahamas together. When they enjoy all these things, we went to Hawaii together, they look forward to you. Then they begin to be your cheerleader, they begin to support you. So just let them know that you are doing this for the family, not just for you. you doing this for the family. If it's all about me, maybe I will just stay as a university professor, make a couple of six-figure income, and then I'm okay. But now it's the entire family I'm doing this for. And once they know that, and of course you work hard, you succeed, hey, they will fall in line.
All right. Well, you know what? First of all, thank you for all the tips that you share with the community out there. Coming in closing, I know a lot of us out there, we got some great tips here. And, some of it will most of it will make sense, some of it might not. But we want you to know something that, going on for tomorrow's convention is our kickoff day. And I want to know from the group here, okay, if you can share a couple seconds on this, is that in building forward, because our major theme this year is building forward, moving forward, is getting out. Do you have any final thoughts on our kickoff to our convention tomorrow? Because a lot of us will be coming back tomorrow for the main event, and it's going to be a jam-packed session. You're going to love it, right? So let's start out with Shirley. You got any final closing thoughts?
Sure, Dewey. Yes, I'm super excited about the event for tomorrow, building forward, right? Because we definitely in this business for building, right? Not only that we are in the great financial industry, we know the potential of the industry, but also the company WFG, WSB gave us a great platform to build, right? Building forward, it has a lot of meaning to me. Okay, so for myself, for my team, for wrapping up this year 2021, we want to be able to at least build 100 trainers, 100 strong campaigners to go out there, can really do what we do. We really also want to reach out to more communities out there, more families out there. So I'm a firm believer in terms of community ship as well, right? So if we just work on by ourselves, there's only so much we can accomplish. But I think if we're working together in the US and also connect together with Canada, I think there's a huge potential, there's huge impact that we can make together. I'm super,
Right.
super excited about the event tomorrow. We're actually going to have a lot of people attending from our office since we reopened up already. So we're going to listen together. We're going to learn from each other. We're going to interact and asking questions. So super, super excited about it.
Great. Well, you know what? We're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow on the convention. All right. Okay, Lizette.
Thanks, Dewey. Yes, it's super, super exciting. And this would be my second one. And actually, I was built the first convention. That's where I cemented my mindset that I will never miss a single event, no matter how big or small. But to add to that building forward, in my mind, you know, the pandemic has built me and so many of us in WSB and WFG. It has given us a lot of opportunities. And building forward is into like a transitioning, whatever is right there in the future. We may have maximized the use of technology, but let's not forget sticking into the building fundamentals, the very basic in building, because we have technology. But we always have to say that, you know what, high touch will always dominate high tech, because we still need to connect to people. We still need a high level of emotion in order for us to be really effective in really educating so many families out there. How are we going to be, getting into the 30 million families if we cannot combine both? We have to maximize as well doing and using high tech and high touch. And by doing that, we are really building our business, the system, the mission, and into the future, building it forward very strong and stable.
All
Thank you.
right. Well, you know what? Awesome, awesome message. Uh Here, last gentleman, Adeolu.
Yeah, thank you, Dewey. What I'm going to say first and foremost is that if you are new, in the you've not really joined, this is an opportunity to really make up your mind. I took that decision about 14 years ago, and I've never regretted it. Secondly, for team members, my colleagues, it's not enough to register for this convention. You've got to show up and show up on time tomorrow. And you've got to, mobilize your team, wake them up, let them show up tomorrow, because it's going to be life changing. And in closing, I think everybody has got to have a big builder mindset. You've got to build it big. One of the things that has changed my life is this quote from Coach, that says that we have a chance to build it big. When you do it big, you help people. You show them it can be done. You inspire the new entrepreneur. You bring their dream back. You give hope to their family. Thus, we have a duty to build it big. I think if you must walk out of this convention after tomorrow's session, is to make up your mind you want to build it big, to make up your mind you want to change generations to come, to make up your mind you want to sacrifice your comfort to become a big builder. And when we do that, let me tell you, it's not going to stop with you. Many generations to come will never forget, your impact in history. Thank you, Dewey.
All right. Well, you know what? Powerful message, excitement, man. It's energy. I think one thing is high energy equals high income. High energy brings you alive. Right now, a lot of people out there are looking for hope. A lot of people are looking for an opportunity. They're just looking for it. And we have to go out there and get and be able to share it with them. So first of all, in behalf of all of the panelists here, we want to thank everyone here. Today we had a jam-packed day. It was an awesome. You got to learn about finance. You get to learn about earning extra income, building a business, taking control of your future. This is what it's all about. And then tomorrow, make sure that, get your mind set on it. If you're a new guest with us and you want to learn more about it, go to the person who invited you and ask them to get a full access pass and come to our event. You will not regret it. It possibly could change your life. It possibly could be for you. So from Dallas, Texas here, my name is Zui Trung, and we will see you tomorrow, everyone. Goodbye, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
We'll see you